このラジオでは、英語を生活の中で聞くことになれるための音声をお届けしています。僕は関西外国語大学外国語学部を卒業し、学生時代はネイティブの外国人と日常的に交流しながら英語に触れてきました。その経験から、英語は理解しようと力を入れるよりも、意味がわからなくても音として聞き続けることで自然に慣れていくと感じています。このラジオも暗記や勉強を目的としたものではありません。作業しながら、移動しながら、生活の中でそのまま流してお聞きください。集中する必要はありません。聞き取れなくても問題ありません。これから英語の会話をお聞きいただきます。まず日本語で内容をお聞きください。その後、同じ内容を英語でお聞きいただきます。最後に英語のみの音声が続きます。英語の音やリズムに慣れることが目的です。それでは日本語をお聞きください。今日の場面は知らない場所で人に声をかけ、道を尋ねて簡単な案内を聞いている場面です。特別な会話はありません。よくある日常的なやりとりです。知らない場所を歩いていて少し立ち止まります。周りを見渡しますが、目的の場所がすぐにはわかりません。近くにいる人を見つけて静かに声をかけます。行きたい場所の名前を伝えます。相手は少し考えてから簡単に道を説明してくれます。右に曲がることやまっすぐ進むことなど分かりやすい案内を聞きます。距離についても遠くないことや少し歩くことを教えてくれます。詳しい説明はありません。必要な情報だけが伝えられます。話を聞きながらうなずいて確認します。分かったことを短く返事で伝えます。説明が終わったら軽くお礼を言います。そのまま教えてもらった方向に歩き出します。特別な出来事はありません。よくある道を尋ねて案内を聞く流れが静かに進んでいきます。I am walking in an unfamiliar place and stop for a moment. I look around, but I do not see the place I am looking for. I notice someone nearby and speak to them politely. I tell them the name of the place I want to go. The person thinks for a moment and then gives me simple directions. They tell me to turn right or go straight. They mention that it is not far or that I need to walk a short distance. The explanation is brief and clear. Only the necessary information is given. I listen carefully and nod to show that I understand. I give a short response to confirm. When the explanation is finished, I say thank you. I then start walking in the direction I was told. Nothing special happens. It is a normal and familiar flow of asking for directions and receiving simple guidance. I stop walking and take a moment to look around. This place is unfamiliar to me. I do not immediately recognize my surroundings. I am looking for a specific location, but I cannot see it from where I am standing. I remain calm and observe the area quietly. I notice people walking nearby. I choose someone who looks approachable and move a little closer. I speak politely and ask for directions. I clearly say the name of the place I want to go. I wait for a response without rushing. The person listens carefully and thinks for a moment. Then they begin to explain the way in a simple manner. They tell me to go straight ahead. They mention walking for a short distance. They explain that I will need to turn at a corner. Sometimes they say to turn left. Sometimes they say to turn right. The instructions are clear and easy to follow. I focus on the main points. I do not try to remember every detail. I listen to the rhythm of the words. The person continues speaking calmly. They say the place is not far from here. They may mention a nearby building or a street name. They explain that I will see something familiar along the way. I listen and nod slowly. I show that I am paying attention. I do not interrupt. I allow them to finish explaining. I repeat part of the directions quietly in my mind. Go straight. Turn at the corner. Walk a little further. The words repeat naturally. I become familiar with how they sound. I hear similar phrases again and again. The meaning stays the same, even when the words change slightly. I stay relaxed as I listen. Sometimes the person gives the same direction in a different way. They say it is just around the corner. They say it is a short walk from here. They say it is nearby. These expressions feel familiar. I hear them without trying to analyze them. I let the words pass naturally. When the explanation is finished, I say thank you politely. I feel comfortable with the exchange. I turn my body in the direction I was told. I begin walking slowly. I follow the directions step by step. I go straight ahead. I reach a corner and turn. I continue walking at a steady pace. I stay aware of my surroundings. As I walk, I think about the instructions again. I remember the key points. I do not worry if I forget small details. I know I can ask again if needed. Asking for directions is a normal part of daily life. It happens often, and it follows a familiar pattern. Sometimes I stop briefly to look around again. I check the signs and buildings. I compare what I see with the directions I was given. I continue walking calmly. I am not in a hurry. I allow myself enough time. If I am unsure, I ask another person. I repeat the name of the place. I hear similar directions again. Go straight, turn left, walk a little. The repetition helps me feel more comfortable. The words become familiar through hearing them many times. The exchange remains simple each time. I listen. I understand enough to move forward. I thank the person and continue walking. There is no pressure to be perfect. The process feels natural. As I continue, the place I am looking for comes closer. I recognize the area. I feel more confident. The directions have guided me well. I continue walking until I reach my destination. The experience of asking for directions ends quietly. This kind of interaction happens often. It is part of everyday life. The words and phrases repeat across different situations. I hear them again and again. Over time, they become familiar sounds. I do not need to study them. I simply listen as they appear. I remain calm throughout the process. I listen, respond briefly, and move on. Asking for directions and following simple guidance feels natural. The flow repeats itself in many places. I hear similar instructions many times. I become comfortable with the rhythm and sound of these everyday English phrases. 以上で本日の音声は終了です。この形式の英語を引き続き聞きたい方はチャンネル登録をしておくといつでも同じように聞き流すことができます。ではまた次回お会いしましょう。